We are recording. And this is a meeting of the Charter Review Commission's Preamble Subcommittee. I'm the chair, John Latta, and also present is Commissioner Chuck Green, Commissioner Bridget McLeeman, Commissioner Chris Goodwin, and Commissioner Terry Niles, all members of the subcommittee. I'll call this meeting to order. And I have a proposed agenda, which I gave to you, but I tried to bring it up on the screen, but what it was originally is just a decision on the preamble introduction phrase. And I think we all know what that is because we shared emails about it. And then it was brought to my attention that we really maybe we should have a meeting to make this a final decision. And so we're gonna do that. And then also after we called the meeting, after we scheduled the meeting, requests were to add a discussion on the preamble FAQs that are to come from the subcommittee, and also a discussion of the preamble PowerPoint slides that are going to go into the town halls. And that one was mine to add. Anybody without any objection, I'll add that to the agenda. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Here. Go for it.
Okay. Okay, now I really do need to share my screen, don't I? So we can have the words for the preamble. So if you can give me a minute, I will see if I can make that happen. Excuse me, excuse my phone. Turn that ringer off. So I didn't have this up, but I should have. There, I'll get it real quick. Okay, I'll just bring the PDF up and that should do it. It has the words on it. So almost there. Can everybody see that? Can you see the explanatory statement? Okay, I'll scroll. I think our original question, after we agreed on the words and we took it to one of the commission meetings, and the idea to add provides for public health and safety was given to us, and we all agreed to do that. And then also there was a question about whether to use the word introduction or acknowledgement here. So I'll accept any motions to talk about that.
A motion to talk about, or a motion to adopt?
To change it or to keep it, or give me a motion.
I'm going to make a motion to use the word acknowledgement.
I'd like to I would like to make a point that I had brought up acknowledgement, and that that's what I proposed of a week ago. So I'll second that motion.
Understand, we've got a motion to use the word acknowledgement and a second from Terry Niles. Okay. Is there any discussion on that?
I'd like to make a substitute motion.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Is that in order?
Well,
I'm just trying to figure out the order in which I do this.
We have a motion on the floor and it's been seconded, so you can either introduce an amendment. I guess you could introduce, well, I guess go
You
ahead.
can,
I'm okay with
Go
people
ahead.
having.
you can, yeah, you can
I'm okay with
introduce an
people having
amendment or you can
discussion. This
speak
is an
for or
informal
against.
meeting.
Hello? I'm sorry, I don't have my,
I didn't
Yeah.
hear what Terry said.
no, I did not.
I'm okay with people having a discussion. This is an informal meeting. This is not normally how we, at subcommittee meetings, we usually have discussions
Can
and
everybody
we
still
we
hear?
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear. Okay, let me just outline my concern and you're
I'm
right,
sorry.
Terry, we
I
don't.
plugged in my ear things, then I forgot to put them in my ears. Okay. Sorry.
John, can you hear us?
Now I can hear you. It was a technical misstep there. Okay, the last I heard was Bridget had a comment or wanted to introduce wanted to speak. Bridget, and then
And Terry's right, we haven't had substitute motions and all that sort of thing. I just didn't know where to bring it up. I'll just say this once. I would prefer to take out the word acknowledgement and the word preamble and have it, as Chuck said, it's not Article 1, just have the heading preamble at the top. And there are a couple of reasons. I love all the wording. I have no objection. I think the two paragraphs go together better than being separated. I think we saw in, where was it, San Juan County, that their specific acknowledgement went down to defeat. And I just think it reads as a whole good paragraph, two paragraphs about what we're all about. So I say this, I'll say it, just once more because I've said it several times. That's it.
okay,
So
I think
I'm
we
gonna
can
make
take
it-
that as a statement against the motion to
We're just
use
having
the
a
word
discussion,
acknowledgement
John.
at this point.
Yeah. So I would like to,
It is a statement
like to
against, thank you.
yeah, I
Thank you,
would like to
Terry.
say that. Yeah,
Terry, yes.
I would like to say that, I would like it to say, you can put Article 1 preamble and then put an acknowledgement in the preamble, but what you have there is culturally correct when we are giving an acknowledgement, and that we should strive to be culturally correct. So after it says Article 1, you can put preamble because the acknowledgement is part of it. But I would still like the acknowledgement be in front of that first paragraph.
You mean the acknowledgement, the word or the paragraph?
The word in
Me?
front of the paragraph. The word in red.
I just mean the word. I
So-
just mean the two words in
I'm
front of
thinking,
two paragraphs.
is my understanding, so one, this will not be Article 1, it'll just be preamble, because there is an Article 1 already in the charter.
Right, I think our new,
The-
this is one of the older ones, but I think our latest, I think we called it Article 0, and really, whatever it turns out to
It
be.
just becomes preamble if you want to format it just like the other charters that have preambles do. But I guess my question is, I thought I was hearing, instead of having title of acknowledgement, do you put acknowledgement in the paragraph in front of Clark County recognizes ... So it's acknowledgement : Clark County recognizes. Is that what you're suggesting, Bridget or Terry?
What I'm suggesting is to just see where it says introduction and acknowledgement, and acknowledgement's in red, that you just erase introduction. That'll be the acknowledgement, but where he says the Article 1 there, and if you're, that should just say preamble, then it should be preamble, then acknowledgement, and then the preamble, the second paragraph. That's what I would like. I just think that's culturally correct, and it does honor the indigenous peoples. And that's how it's introduced when you make that statement. I don't think it's enough just to have it in the paragraph, but
So I guess are you suggesting we just put acknowledgement and preamble and get rid of that article title at the top and just have acknowledgement and preamble? And then then it goes into the charter?
No, okay, I'll repeat it again. So where it says introduction and acknowledgement, that thing with, with the acknowledgement in red, just get rid of the introduction right there. You can leave preamble up at the top, the very top. You can still call the whole thing a preamble, and then just put acknowledgement, one paragraph, preamble, the other paragraph.
What I'm hearing then is, so we have one main heading that says preamble, and then we have two
Yeah.
subheadings, one for each paragraph that say acknowledgement and preamble.
Yes.
That's what Terry's saying, yes.
I
And
know
to be
the
clear,
grammarian in me
what
was,
Bridget is saying, what her suggestion was to have the heading and no subheadings. Is that correct, Bridget?
Yes, just the heading preamble. I think the two paragraphs go together.
Yes, I understand, and I am working on putting that into a document so I can share that.
the San Juan County just has preamble, then it just goes into the preamble. We look at King County.
Okay, and to clarify, Terry, you're saying that having not just having the acknowledgement paragraph, but having the word acknowledgement in front of the paragraph was important to the people that you spoke to?
Yeah. I mean, when you go to events, and it's become quite common to, when you go to an event, they're going, now we will do acknowledgement. And that's what it's defined as, and that's what it was. But
That's not it. I'm sorry.
So if you follow what King County and San Juan County have, let's see, who was it? It was a Clallam had the acknowledgement, wasn't it?
I thought it was San Juan and it went down to defeat.
Well, San Juan already has a preamble. They had a measure to throw in acknowledgement and add something in values and climate.
Yeah.
I know,
And
I think we have to
that's
be
the one that
careful
went
when we start looking at like San Juan's defeats, like things that got defeated, because some of them were just obviously not going to, like they're the only county that, like their initiative thing, they're the only county that has ever actually put one on the ballot by a citizen, and then they wanted to lower it even more. So I understand why a lot of their things didn't pass.
Yeah, but that one you particularly told me was a traditional thing, acknowledgement that was going to go ahead of that was the pattern for charters, to have an acknowledgement, and I'm just saying it failed there. Not the other ones. I actually didn't double check what the other ones were.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
looking at Whatcom has just preamble. King County just has preamble. San Juan just has preamble. Pierce doesn't have anything. Who am I missing here? Oh, Snohomish. I can
All right.
tell you I'm okay with what's on screen.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm not gonna. I was just passing on to you guys.
Yeah,
So
honestly,
I
I'm
under-
okay with either, and I'm prepared to vote. Like, it's not a super strong thing either way for me.
So why don't
No,
I
you don't wanna
withdraw my
be seen-
motion?
I don't want to be seen as petty, so I'm not going to do
No,
it. got
I don't
called
want
that
you
the
to
other
think
day.
I'm saying you're petty. I'm just
No, somebody
wanting
called me
to
that the other
avoid
day.
the
So.
confusion
not
of
here.
two different
Wasn't
things.
here.
So I'll withdraw my motion and restate a modified motion. I
I think
move,
we can I don't think we need motions and seconds, and we can just go to everybody agree.
We're
I don't
gonna have,
think
we're
any
gonna have some
subcommittee
motions
did
and
that.
seconds because we tried, because we just need to, I think we need to have a vote on this, okay? So
I
we're,
move to adopt what's on screen.
okay,
Without the word draft.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
could just
without
say
the word draft.
preamble,
just,
preamble at the top, then acknowledgement, then little preamble.
and I'll change the date up here. Okay, is there a second?
So to clarify, this motion is to have a singular heading of preamble with
Mhm.
subheadings of acknowledgement and preamble.
Yes.
Yes.
I can second that.
Okay, you got a second?
Yeah.
And is there any discussion on the question of, we're gonna have a single heading of preamble over the top of these two? The way I understand what's said here. So,
Yeah, it just say preamble, big preamble,
yeah,
and then subheading acknowledgement, blah, 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 subheading preamble, blah, 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 blah.
And Chuck, that doesn't need anything in front of it, like a 1 or a 2 or.
Now,
That's
this just becomes preamble. That's how the other charters do it. They don't put
Okay,
it under an article or anything.
don't give it a number. Okay,
And that's
Okay,
how the
cool.
Constitution does it. I mean, the Constitution just has a preamble that goes into the Bill of Rights, so.
Yeah,
So that's-
and if we're in the discussion phase, I will say that I love the language. I think it should be in there. I don't like the way it's split because it just seems like it's separating them. So I may vote against it, but I don't want anybody to think that I'm not supportive of the language involved.
okay.
So why don't we call the question?
Is there any more discussion? Anybody else have anything to say about it before we go to vote?
I have nothing more to say about this.
Okay. I'll do it with a roll call, then. Terry Niles,
I'm good with it.
and Chris Goodwin,
Yes.
and Chuck Green,
Yep,
Bridget McLean.
No, I love it.
contrarian.
I know. I feel like I'm being picky. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm the chair and I don't need to vote because, there's no tie to break, so,
You
we'll
can still vote.
consider it a yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll
I'm
just how the
happy.
process goes.
I'm happy.
All right.
Yeah.
What's next, Mr. Chair?
Okay. What's next? I'm going to stop sharing this, if I can. And the next was to discuss the PowerPoint slides. The FAQs from the subcommittee.
Yeah, if you want to just cover, you had a couple changes, the PowerPoint slides. One was to add,
That's right. I'll pull that up. Yeah.
because actually while you've been talking, I've added your changes.
Okay. I had a PowerPoint. Where did we put that? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry for the
Let me share
cumbersomeness
mine.
of this
I've got
sharing.
it. I've got it up.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what you asked to add was the preamble would acknowledge the area's rich heritage. The other text is already in here, but it didn't talk about acknowledge the area's rich heritage.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, I just asked if we could add that to the slide because that is actually a part of the preamble that we just proposed.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then you wanted to add speaker notes.
yeah, the speaker notes was a copy of the preamble text in case somebody starts, wants to talk about anything that we are proposing because we hadn't actually said so. And that's why it's just speaker notes, because may or may not be used.
All right.
Does that make sense?
That's it. It's the 2 slides. And by the way, the survey should be launched tomorrow, both the English and Spanish versions. As soon as Marilee gets back into the office tomorrow. Spanish version was very quick. I was amazed. So they'll be open probably tomorrow and then close on the 23rd.
Okay.
So any help anybody can give once we get this out on social media, that would be a big help.
What is the communication team doing to get it out?
Well, it's going to be put up on, actually, there's a press release going out. It's going to be put on the Facebook page, and I'm going to stop sharing. It's going to go up, and then any other, well, it's going to have links that can be shared. So it's about as much as we can do. Marilee's going to try to get it out to the neighborhood mailing list, and then any other groups that or constituents that the commissioners are with. Then once we get it up on the Facebook page, that can be shared, or the QR code can be shared.
Okay, is there any,
So if the survey is on Facebook, for example, as a link, and people don't use QR codes, can they answer and send it in?
Yeah,
How
it's
does
just,
that
it
work?
just has it's a Survey Monkey link.
Okay,
So the QR code is just for people who want to use that to enter the survey instead of
Okay.
clicking on a link.
fine.
good. So is there any objection to our proposed revision to the PowerPoint slides?
It's good.
Okay,
Here.
right. Thank you.
Alrighty.
We'll add that. And then the only other thing on our agenda is FAQs, and I don't know if anybody has any actual ideas about it yet, but that's what I'm going to ask for, is if we have ideas for FAQs, and I think it should be just questions that the public might have on the subject of adding a preamble to the charter. Or maybe, maybe questions about our proposed text. If anybody has any ideas, I can take them now, or we can decide to share them on email, or both.
So to be honest with you, I don't think this is the kind of thing that has a lot of FAQs. Either people want to have a preamble and not have a preamble. Maybe a little explanatory going, their home rule charters throughout the state have preambles. Would you like to see a preamble in front of, on the Clark County? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that's a
Nothing
survey question.
to-
Yeah,
That's
I
a
see that
survey
as a
question.
survey question. The difference between a survey question and a FAQ is the FAQ
Okay,
is,
then what I
Right.
just said, John, is you can explain to them that we are one of the few that don't have it. Then that would be the only FAQ.
yeah,
So-
yeah. So I know, I couldn't think of any questions either, so.
I actually have 2. One is,
Okay.
why didn't the freeholders add a preamble? And why do you want to add one now?
Do you know the answers to that?
I'd have to talk to Nan Hendrickson, 'cause I don't recall them ever talking about a preamble during the freeholders discussions, and I went to most of the meetings. And
So we'll look at
Okay,
that.
so I
See if
think
they
that
did
why
that.
we want to add one now is because it describes what the actual document is. So when people go and, pull it up and they read the preamble and it has like, I mean, it has the acknowledgement first, but then it tells what they're going to find inside that that document, like what the powers of, and what that document's about. So it describes the purpose of the home rule charter.
Yeah, we can, and we can work on that. I can work on that too, actually. I was thinking about some other things that I've, not just the purpose, but maybe purpose, maybe goals. Yeah,
Values.
yeah.
I expect people to ask why we add the acknowledgement portion.
I don't.
I think people, even if they are being snarky in a presentation about it, having an explanation handy would be good and perhaps educational for them. Maybe it won't come up.
Well, it's a possible FAQ if we want to come up with some, some words for it.
It depends how the
Why does
political
it need,
climate
but why
has
was it
changed.
included rather?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people
What
who
was the
vote
purpose of it?
against it because it's too woke, which is disgusting but true.
I wonder if maybe instead of having it as a question, maybe we just put under why do you want to add one now? Part of the reason is we want to acknowledge the area's rich heritage and the indigenous people
Yeah,
here before.
Yeah,
That's a better way to put it, I think.
It's all one
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
I agree.
And we can use some of the same words from the PowerPoint that we used in the PowerPoint. Right?
Yeah.
And I get we don't want that. Okay.
I think that's good.
Any other brainstorm ideas that pop up? Because I think that's what we, that's a good, that's how we can start, is a little bit of brainstorm and then we can work on it from there.
Looks good for now. You can
Yeah.
always add to it.
Okay.
When do you
Okay.
want to get FAQs up? Do you want them to be up during the town hall public process, or do you want them to go up once we decide on measures on the ballot?
Shouldn't they go up
Mm-hmm.
when we post the wording of the actual text as adopted by the commission?
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. We should wait until the commission has actually decided to put those on the ballot.
Mhm.
I don't think
So
that,
we can have them ready.
is that a decision for the subcommittees to make when they want them up? Or is that something that the commission is going to make? Because I know that in the work plan, when is it in our work plan? It just says before December
Let me
31st, I think.
let me check, because it
I don't think
actually,
that's
in my
a
mind, would be a
decision for the
decision of the
subcommittees.
it'd be a decision of the communications committee. I was just asking your thoughts on that. So we haven't talked about that. Do we even, are you sure we brought that up in the work plan? Let me just check.
I know in everybody's work plan, like in the groups I'm in, our work plan says that we're just supposed to have them before December 31st.
December action package with directions for and against. I don't think it's in here, but it makes sense to have it, because last time we didn't put FAQs up until after we'd already made the taken the action in July to put things on the ballot. So it just makes
Yeah.
sense to do it the same way.
Yeah. If you look at the work plan for the ranked choice voting and you look at the work plan for initiative and referendum, it's in their December work.
All right.
It seems like that we might get more questions to answer after the town halls and the survey, where people have made comments that we need to answer. So it would make more sense to have them after we adopted the,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with that, it might be jumping the gun if for some reason we're not going to adopt one of the measures to go on the ballot, then it would have been a waste and maybe confuse people if they were paying attention.
Yeah, the logistics are going to be a little bit of a challenge because at the December 8th meeting, which is when we're scheduled to take formal action, the commission will also have the option of dissolving. I'm going to suggest that we don't, because just 3 weeks after that, we'll be dissolving anyway. It'll keep it open for the subcommittees to wrap up their work.
Well, who would suggest that we would dissolve?
Well, I'm just saying
I thought we
there is
funded-
the option to do that.
Because I thought we had decided to stay. I don't know. Did we?
Yeah, and-
What did the vote? The vote we took, was that to stay till December 31st?
In the work plan, we do not have anything about dissolving as part of the work plan.
Oh, I thought we actually had a commission vote on it.
I
I don't remember how it was worded.
remembering one, but I mean, it doesn't matter because we only have 3 weeks after then anyway. So I think I'd rather wait till December 31st anyway, because we're starting to package things and work with the county on the 2021 amendments that passed. And my guess is we're with trying to get the budget adopted and trying to do a bunch of other things, we're going to be hard pressed to get the county manager's staff priority before we dissolve. So I would love to have those
it does
3 weeks.
It does kind of matter, Chuck, if you're telling me that it could dissolve like right after the 8th, because that would mean that every single subcommittee has to understand that every single little bitty thing that they have to do is done by the 8th. So it does matter. And so since people adopted the work plans, which has us working through, the commission adopted our work plans working through December, that would be kind of, I can't imagine anybody
Yeah,
trying to
I'm just
adjourn.
saying that there's the option. The freeholders, when they adopted the charter resolution put on the ballot, part of that was a motion to dissolve the freeholders. So they didn't continue with subcommittees or anything, they just dissolved. But I say it's just an option, doesn't mean that that's where I want to go. It's just something I want people to be aware of. We do have that ability to dissolve if we decide to.
But if the
so I have a
commission voted
question.
on a work plan through December 31st, they voted on like 2 work plans that I'm involved with, that is through December 31st. Commission voted on that. It was a commission vote.
So the work plan that was approved,
I'm talking about for ranked choice voting and initiative and referendum.
yeah. So the work plan does have 2021 Charter Review Commission terms end December 31st. So, and right now, the work plan also has, the aim is to package and get resolutions to the county manager by December 29th.
Okay.
So,
Thanks.
and that's, I think that's because 31st, I'm not sure is a weekday. What is that? Oh yeah, it's a Friday. Oh, I know why, because I don't know if there's still, I think they actually got rid of this because they added Juneteenth. But it used to be that they would allow staff to take a half day on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. And that's why we're trying to make sure we weren't rushing at the very end and not having anybody there to receive our documents.
So just a question, is the Charter Review Commission Facebook page disappearing as of December 31st? Or if there are FAQs that we have posted there that are for November 22, will they still be there if unchanged, if you like, until November?
My understanding is the Facebook page would still be up. We're not dissolving the
Okay.
Facebook page. We just won't
Yeah.
be changing it or updating it, at least as a Charter Review Commission, after
Right.
December 31st. If the county updates our web page or the Facebook page after December 31st, that's up to them.
So what that tells me is if we have questions that come out of town halls or surveys, we should post those questions and answers to the Facebook page before December 31st. And then they will sit there for, what,
We'll-
8
we'll
months
sit
or
there.
so?
I think what we'll
Well,
do
I
is,
think what we did before. We put
Okay,
a
I'm gonna
link to the
interrupt real
FAQ.
quick
I think we'll
for
discuss
our,
this on December 8th. What,
for our
Yeah.
agenda items are completed except for good over the order. And I think we can go ahead and complete our meeting. I can stop recording. And if you have other things to discuss, we can still discuss that. But,
I would move to adjourn.
okay, is there, all
Sure.
right. And if there's
I've got
no,
a hungry kitty here.
no objection to that,
My
Do we
hungry
have to
kitty said-
dissolve ourselves?
No, only
No,
the
the
commission
commission can do
can
that.
have a motion to dissolve subcommittees.
Okay.
So, and what we'll probably do is on December 8th is, last time, if you remember,